Okay, this video is somewhat of a continuation of the previous video that I made, which was about my observation of fruits, how they affected the body, in not just one way, but in many ways. Like your shit and your farts and the burps and the smell and how the food felt, how it eliminated and how it digested, blah blah blah. And sort of I came to the conclusion that very very clearly the most optimal food for human beings is fruits. Now there is something else also that I sort of concluded from, again, having all this time in the world in a meditation retreat, and after that also to just observe the effects of food on the body, right? So I have also come to another conclusion, which is for the body to fully eliminate the foods, the intestines from the previous day, it really needs about 28, let's say between 18 and 24 hours, and it really depends on the foods that you ate. Clearly fruits digest and eliminate much quicker than other foods, so you might be okay with 18 hours, you see. However, what seemed to be quite evident for me is that we humans, if we want optimal digestive health and optimal intestine health, specifically your large intestines, which store a lot of waste, you really don't want to be eating anything, fruits or anything else, more than once a day. You really don't want to do that. If you're looking for optimal elimination, no waste in your intestines, all the foods you ate from the previous day is gone. Then I really don't see the point of eating anything more than once a day, even if you're eating fruits. Because if you're eating fruits, say like all day or like half the day, you're gonna be shitting a lot. There's gonna be a lot of stuff still stuck in your intestines. I'm telling you right now, there's still gonna be stuff stuck in your intestines. You're gonna feel lack of emptiness there, which is not a pleasant feeling. But if you eat once a day, then the body's given enough time to deal with all the previous waste and compound it into the waste from previous days, or from before, the day before, or the week before, and then sort of release it and let it go. And if you don't believe me, try this. Try to do 16-hour intermittent fasting, and then try to do 23 24-hour intermittent fasting. Try to eat just once a day. You'll see a huge difference on the emptiness of your intestines. Say right now you're doing 16-hour intermittent fasting, which is a good start. I bet you anything. At least that was my experience. Because I did 16-hour intermittent fasting for a long time. I did for about 2 years before I started to move on to different arrangements. But I always had a feeling like my intestines were not empty. Always. Like there's something in there that isn't empty, that isn't being released. And granted, I wasn't eating the right foods, the optimal foods, which would be mostly fruits. Nevertheless, I never felt empty in there. Always something in there. Always like a pain or inflammation, or like unpleasantness and farting and all that, because the intestines were backed up. But when I switched over to eating once a day, then I really began to see the difference. I really began to see how emptier I felt. I began to feel emptier there in the intestines, because it sort of seems to me, at least, pretty obvious that the body really needs more than 16 hours from the previous meal until from mouth to anus, let's say. Okay, it seems to me that even fruits, which are the easiest, quickest digesting foods and easiest to eliminate, it seems to me that if you really want optimal, you want to give it 22, 23 hours to be fully gone through the system. 22, 23 hours before you're ready to put something else again, before the intestines can take in this new food. Otherwise, it's a traffic jam in there. And also, one thing that I have been utilizing with great success is a daily enema. So an enema, I'm sure most of you guys know an enema, but you take something, you stick it in your butthole, and then you have water going in there, and so the water takes all the waste from your large intestines and sort of sucks in the waste. And so interesting. Here's an interesting thing that happened to me today. So I ate only fruits yesterday, just fruits, just sweet fruits, bananas, pineapples, and what was it, papayas. So I ate just once. It was afternoon, early afternoon. Woke up today, and then maybe I took a shit like 20 hours after I ate the meal, right? So everything came out nicely, beautiful. Felt empty after, beautiful. So I still, after taking a shit, I had an enema. I put the thing in my butthole, and then all the water came in, and I sort of held the enema for about 10 minutes, the water, and then I released it. Nothing came out. The intestines were empty. Empty. Now this was again about 20 hours, 21 hours from the last time I ate. And again, the foods were fruits. Okay, it was like fruits. The easiest foods to digest and eliminate, and the quickest also. Empty. The enema was unnecessary. And it's clear to me that so as long as I'm eating fruits in, again, moderate quantities, okay, I'm not like eating like an ape. Modest quantities, moderate quantities, once a day, just fruits. Again, the enema was unnecessary. The intestines emptied themselves out. Nothing came out. Nothing came out. And then, whereas, however, the day before, I also ate only fruits. But I ate way too soon before sleeping. And so when I woke up, I had about 14 hours from the time I ate last. I took a shit, but not. It wasn't total emptiness, because again I ate throughout the day. I ate fruits only throughout the day, so it wasn't total emptiness. I felt it. This was 14 hours in, so there was still some food being digested, etc., etc. Didn't feel empty. And then I did an enema right after. So this was again 14 hours from the last time I ate, and a lot of stuff came out. A lot of stuff came out because I wasn't empty. I wasn't empty. And then I waited 4 more hours, still wasn't empty. There was still stuff being there, digested, eliminated, waste. Whereas again, today, 21 hours after, everything emptied. Enema, nothing came out of the enema. Like just water, the water basically came out because the intestines were empty. So again, from observing how it is, it seems to me that really like anything other than eating once a day is not the most optimal thing for the human body. Like it's gonna cause a traffic jam in your intestines no matter what you're eating. Even if you're just eating fruits, it's gonna cause a traffic jam in there. So is OMAD, well, which is one meal a day, is it necessary? Probably. It probably is not even something that is like wow. It's probably just the way we humans ate, uh, as since time immemorial, because anything else does not seem too optimal. Anything else seems like it's creating some kind of traffic jam. You might get away with 20 hours, you might even get away with 18 if all you're eating is fruits. Maybe if all you're eating is fruits, maybe 18 hours you could eat. Every 18 hours or so you could eat and you'd still have empty bowels. But it seems to me like a minimum 18 hours, but honestly, like I would say a minimum 20 hours, 21 hours. So might as well call it OMAD. Might as well just say eat once a day. Eat once a day, and then you'll ensure that your intestines are emptying out fully. You'll ensure that there is no traffic jam. You'll ensure good digestive health, good things happening down there, which is very important. Your gut brain is connected to this brain, and it's probably connected to your heart. That's the Holy Trinity, right? So that's something else that has been also experientially confirmed for me just through observing what's happening. Just like okay, what happens when I have ate something close to bed and then I wake up the next day and I take a shit? Am I shitting out everything? Am I feeling empty? What happens when I do an enema 14 hours from since the last time I ate versus 22 hours? What happens? And I start to see that. I start to see the differences. I start to see that indeed it takes at least 20, 21 hours for the intestines to empty out everything that you ate before. So now the conclusion is pretty clear to me. I just eat once a day, and hopefully once every other day as slowly making the transition. So yeah, just wanted to share this with you guys. So thank you to all the Patreons for your support. Big kiss for all of you guys. And if you would like to support this asshole to do this full time and keep talking about how he, smells his shit in his armpits and all that really delicious, charming stuff, then you could do so. The links are in the description. You could also make a one-time donation via PayPal. Anything is appreciated, guys. All the love. Until next time, may the force be with you.